So we want to welcome our third guest for the evening. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently, right? Because this is a homie, this homeboy right here, his family. So we got my man Fred Brown here, you know. Everybody know Fred Brown. He's a legend, basketball legend. He played at John F. Kennedy High School in the Bronx. He led the team in scoring, received honorable mention honors. After received a basketball scholarship to Emmanuel Junior College in Georgia, led the team in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage. Selected to the all-region team, all-conference team, and named team MVP. Then transferred to Virginia Commonwealth University, a Division I school in South Belt Conference, on a basketball scholarship. As an All-American candidate and selected to the all-conference team. During the VCU, he received the Sports Channel Eastern Airlines Player of the Game Award several times. CBS Chevrolet Most Valued Player awarded several times, and during the NCAA tournament received the Chevrolet Most Valued Player of the Week award. Fred Brown is an amazing ball player. Team's second leading scorer, as well as the lead team in rebounds and field goal percentage Valuable Player Award. And also the Basketball Weekly All-Region Honorable Mention All-American. Also received the ESPN Owens Corning's Amateur Athlete Award and a bunch of other awards. Entrepreneur, former NBA player, recipient numerous awards. Fred Brown, welcome to the show.
Fred Brown.
There it is. I had to give it up to you off the rip.
Fred Brown.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Give it up to him.
You know, a lot of people, y'all know about my man right here. Fred Brown is the truth, man. He's a legend, man. And we honored to have you on the show, man.
Well, I'm pleasured, and it's always an honor, man, for anybody to recognize you or just talk about what you might have did, what you might have accomplished. So
there it is.
We've known each other a long time.
Long time, man.
You too, even though we might not talk. So
yeah.
Again, it's my pleasure, man, and I say thank you to y'all.
Yeah.
I already know.
So you grew up in the Bronx.
Y'all grew up in the Bronx. I was born in Harlem. We moved
right.
to the Bronx.
Moved to the Bronx.
So I spent a lot of, by the time I probably was 13, 14, most of my time was down in Harlem anyway.
Mm-hmm. And you graduated from John F. Kennedy High School. So tell us about, you know, your experience in going to Kennedy and stuff like that.
Kennedy, for me, Kennedy was a new school when I got in there. It might have been open the second year. Mm-hmm. So I got there in 75. So at that time, basketball-wise, that's Wendell Ramsey, Dave Britton, Chico, and some others. Mm-hmm. So at the time, you know, I just was starting to play basketball, organized-wise.
Right.
So, my thing was I wanted to be on the team and this and that. So the first 2 years, he cut me. He was like, nah, he was too flashy or whatever. So then the next year, he put me on the JV, and I was like, what, man, come on, man. So then the last year, I played. So I only played 1 year. So from that, I was supposed to go to Oregon State University, Pac-10.
Right.
But listening to other people and all this other stuff, I ended up messing up and missing my letter of intent day. You got to sign by a certain time when you're going to Division I.
Right.
So ended up, I got with a guy by the name of Reverend Burkett. That was like Trio Crusaders. He had sent a lot of guys to school, Julius Allen, Jerry Lewis. Mm-hmm. He had Arnold Duggan up for a little while, some other guys. But anyway, he sent me to a junior college. And, the rest is history from there. I played there, and I went to VCU. At that time, Tubby Smith was like the assistant. Mm-hmm. Tubby went on, he won the national championship, but he was like a low-level assistant at that time.
Right,
but a really good dude. I probably was his first or second major recruit. Mm-hmm. So if I'd have been a bust, he might have been in trouble moving on. But, it turned out and it worked out.
Okay.
So you turned up in there.
I did my thing. I did my thing. I definitely did my thing. I didn't get to basketball was a little different. Back then, a lot of times it was more of an X and O type of game. What you see today is more wide open, more up and down.
Yeah.
They didn't like all that pit pat and all that type of stuff. It was we're gonna play a certain kind of way. And the coach had most of the power, the authority. So, you kind of was confined. New York players was always kind of put into a certain category. Mm-hmm. So we always had to go almost like an extra step because they were saying that kid might be a little head case, a discipline problem, or whatever. So I had to navigate through all that type of stuff, and kind of I had kind of made my own bones by the time I got to college. I was already doing a whole lot of things. So I had to stay humble, stay disciplined, and kind of say, okay, this is what I want to do. I wanted to play, so some of the things that you sometimes say, I'm not going for this. but I had to accept it. I had to go with it, deal with it, and you know, for the most part, like always, it kind of worked out for me.
So you felt they held your game back?
Oh, that was for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
They
that's for sure.
they do hold you back then. They did hold your
Yeah, that was
game
for
back.
sure.
Man.
I mean, like my high school coach later on is so crazy. He ended up going overseas and coaching, and he stayed in contact with one of my teammates. And you talking like 2000 or something. He called me, said, "Man, Paul Grevin, that was the coach. He said he want to talk to you. And I ain't talked to this man since I left in '79. So I called him and talked to him. He said, I want to apologize to you. I want to apologize because I know, like he said, I just didn't see it. I didn't see where the game was going. So I want you to know, you know, I'm sorry for how I handled you. Where I could have, like, you know, could have let you go." So at the time, I was like, I always seen him as he was an X and O guy, and he wasn't malicious. He just was like his idea of how the game was supposed to be played was a little different. So I was okay with him, you know, like that. But I appreciated the fact that, you know, he felt the need to do that.
You know, to add on to that, because I've been around the basketball era, you know, for a long time, just like you. The coaches was more in the fundamentals, man, of the game. Like, they knew you was nice. They know you could do this and that. You know what I'm saying, Doc? But they wanted you to play the way they wanted you to play.
Yeah.
And when you started doing a little extra, they put you on the bench. Like, Coach, what I do? Sit down.
Yeah, we don't need that.
We don't need that. Like, you get a rebound, and you tap it back in. He wants you to come down with the ball and then put it back in.
It's more structure.
It's silly stuff.
You know,
Yeah, more
it's
structure,
just
man.
Like specialties. You know, you got somebody, their main thing is they can shoot. And you got to remember, at that time, it wasn't no three-point shot.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
So it was like, okay, this kid could shoot. This guy could rebound. He's good defensively. Or this kid is good off the dribble to go in. You know, everybody had a specialty somewhat. Like, if you look at today, it's almost like everybody playing like almost like a swing type of game where they can handle, they can shoot, they go in and out. You know, even the bigs.
This will fit your today. You would kill today. This your game.
A lot of guys from that time. You know, I always felt, and when I talk to like some of my peers, you know, like my man Artie Green, I always say Artie, Kev Williams, Steve Burton, them. We be talking, and we just go back. We look at it. We say, look at how they playing today. But we always felt like they kind of skipped over our era, especially coming out of New York.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
They talk about Julius. You hear Pee Wee's story, you got Charlie Scott, Tiny, and all of them. And then next thing you know, you hear him talking about whether it's Steph, Allen, when everybody else came up to 55th.
Right.
But what you think happened in between all that time?
In between
You know what I'm
time.
saying? And you had like, you know, and again, like, you know, when they start talking about playground and this and that, when you go back from, like, I say, late 70s, mid 80s, most of the kids coming back and going was kids that was in school playing. Now, you had exceptions, but most of the guys was playing and coming back showing love. You go in there, this kid is all conference, this kid is that. You know, and my mind always go back to the guys that was, you know, along with me or that I looked at, I saw, you know, and again, I talk about Steve and Kevin, Artie, and them, Bill Sadler, you got Cheeto, Dave Crosby, Cornbread. I mean, the list goes on, man. Billy Goodwin. You know, then you had Walter Berry, Ed Pickney, Tony Campbell. I mean, you know, it just, I keep calling names. I get in trouble because you leave somebody out. But it's just so many guys. You had Pookie Wilson.
Ramen Thighs.
Come on, Term. But see, Term was still, he was there, but that was a little later.
Yeah, Term later,
That's like you talking now, mid 80s to late 80s. I'm still talking that early, late 80s, you know.
Yeah, see, how we gonna do this interview today? We're gonna be in and out because he right now we at his little college and we're gonna go to the street ball, then we'll go to the NBA. So, like my experience, when I saw you when I was a young guy watching y'all play, 'cause I played ball in my life too, and Fred game, let me tell you this, Fred was like the flyest dude came in. So that always, like, we young dudes, you know, from Harlem, Fly always been a part of us. For some reason, Fred always came with the fresh sneakers. Fred, like, so super cool, though. Everybody else Fred come to sneakers, wrapped around his street clothes on, then come to basketball sneakers. Everybody come dressed already. So that was just, like, part of you, right? Coming, like, because you always, you know, I always watch. I'm a student of the game, always watch. Like, I'm always been big on observing shit. And I always saw you, like, you always came with your sneakers and stuff. You ain't never come with it on.
Like, because most of the time, like, you know, early on, you know, I met certain people early on, and they was older than me, so I kind of took that style almost. Then, you know, I'm from a 2-parent household anyway. My father was there, so my father was a dresser too. So a lot of times I'm looking at the guys that I was around, cause they was older than me. At that time, everybody gatering up.
Yeah,
you know, you
yeah.
doing that. So that's what I did. You know, so when I might have, depending upon what year, what time it was, ain't no telling where I might have been coming from at that moment. So I'm coming to the game. I'm still dressed. So I got a sneaker bag and a basketball bag in my trunk. So now when I get to the game, I gotta go now. You know, go change up real quick and go. You know, and then after the game, I might go in, change up. And
Fred stay fly. He got the minks
Fred
on.
stay
Fred
fly.
got the minks on. I got many things. He got the minks on. He's put it like this: if you ain't know Fred play ball, you might have thought he's in the streets getting money, man.
Yeah, because
like he stay fresh. You know what I'm saying? He had the car. He had everything.
Fresh sneakers. Like
had.
everybody was like, you see they walk. They come in with the sweatsuit. He always comes to a little walk. He come to the game, drops. I always watch that because, you know, I always like a big fan of you. I like your game. Disco, the little shake you do, these dunk. Everything's like smooth about you. There's nothing like, and you always just calm and quiet, like laid back. Like, you know, you got some people like, you dunk, like, you know, things just run down court. Everything, like you said, you took that from
now. And then even, you know, back then, you know, you dunk or you do something. The way I was taught, it was like it's 2 points.
It's 2 points.
So,
Yeah, you always just calm.
I ain't celebrating.
Nah,
you know, if you dunk on somebody, I dunked on you. So you know, that's it. Like I ain't, you know, I wasn't celebrating.
What I like about your game, your handle, like you ain't wasting no dribbles. Like you always have that little shake, and then you get by your defender, and it's like right there. Yeah, like the sneaky up, but then your handle was like tight.
Now you're right. His game was smooth though.
He was real smooth.
And you didn't do no celebrate. He didn't no celebrate. He just played ball.
He was no turnover
He was
machine.
all business, man.
All business.
All business.
He was no turnover machine. Like some dudes turnover. Wow, everything was like in his pace.
It's like, you know, I'm playing. I'm trying to prove, like, you know, I always want to play against who was supposed to be the best anyway. So I'm trying to prove that I belong. I'm trying to prove that, you know, listen, I can play with y'all, man. You know, whatever it is. So all the celebrating, I'm not celebrating. Let's do this. And let's get to the next moment. You know, you had a whole lot of other things was going on off the court. A lot of times, like, people was betting on the game, some kind of way, and all that. It was a lot of stuff.
A lot of money
that
being
was
spent.
handed. You know, back at that time, especially when you talk about King Towers.
King Towers.
You know, for me, the Whitney was probably the first tournament with me as a young kid, thinking like wow. So I played in the Whitney. You know, I put up numbers, but then I still wasn't known. Nobody know me then. Yeah. So then, but when I got to King Towers, that's when it all changed.
Yeah.
You know, they started knowing who I was.
Yeah,
and all
King
that.
Towers, everybody came. That's when it was really.
You know.
See, for our
everybody
listeners,
got a little fame off of that.
Yeah.
For our listeners, right now we have like a lot of listeners. They're from different states and different age demographic. So I want y'all to get like a clear picture, and me and V also, we like to do this a lot, especially with legends like this. And y'all never saw this. Some people, you know, the younger people. So we want to really walk y'all through this how it was. So I want to get into about the King Towers, right? Like I said, I was young, and I used to go to King Towers when I was young, and it was crazy. It's super packed. It's in Forster Projects, right? Yeah. And yeah, it got like smoky machine. Like he said, the money, the bet. Like we saw this as a kid, watching all this. So can you go into some King Towers stories? One of your most memorable stories in King Towers?
Well, probably. I mean, I got a bunch of them, but one like when I first went down there, you know, they had a cage, they had a different court.
Yeah.
So the first time, I'm thinking, now I don't watch Artie and all them, and now I'm thinking we getting ready to play in the big court, and they send us to the cage. So I'm like, yo, what's this, man? When we going to the cage? So we played that game, and then the next game they moved me to the other team on the big court. Yeah. But I remember, because they always say section 1, section 2, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So this game, right, doing it like that, doing it. So Gumby and Ronnie, little Ronnie should be on the mic. Mm-hmm. So they saying, you know, Freddie Brown, you know, you y'all think Allstars section 1. So section 1 was like, hey. Section 2, nah, man, nah. Section 3, yeah. Section 4, nah, man. And about like 20 seconds later, I caught a tap dunk on somebody crazy. Right. And after that, it was over, man. It was over.
So that's the thing. I want you to talk about the crowd, how it was. I want y'all to vision this. Like, it was nothing like the crowds like street ball. Like when he said, when he make a dunk or anything, the crowd just go crazy. They run out the park. It's way bigger than like the NBA. What they do in the NBA.
It's like, I mean, it's King Towers, because the way the court was structured anyway. You got like 4 corners almost. You had seats like if you was in the little arena or something. Both sides and the back, and then you had the walkways. So now you gotta remember how like Foster Projects, King Towers, it covered like from Lenox around to 5th. So all from 116th on Lenox to 112th, because there was no in between blocks there. You got double, triple park cars. Everybody out on the sidewalk. Then when you get in the block in 115th, it's double, triple park cars. It's all like, I'm talking about on the roof. Look
On the roof,
It was crazy. It was crazy. Like I could be anywhere. I'm coming back for that game. Like they see Freddie playing.
And you got to get there early. If you don't get there early, you hit.
Hours.
You're not gonna get a good vision of the game, man. You be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's why what helped me, like when I was going out there being young, when you literally could easily like navigate through the crowd. But like he said, I'm gonna try to picture this. People on, like he said, on the building, Foster Projects, these maybe 16-story buildings. People, the roof jam-packed. Like he said, this picture is 116 to 112, double park, triple park cars. It was like a movie out there. Yeah. So Harlem, I want you to give people, because we have like a lot of people from like different states. Can you give them like a vision of Harlem in that era, how it was, like far as the show?
It's almost like wherever city you're from, it's like you said earlier, it's a hood everywhere. Wherever you at, each city got a basketball tournament of some sort that's popping. So for anybody in another city, if they could just imagine the tournament that they know to be popping, if you expand the size, because most of the time you go places, they projects is not like our projects. Their projects is 2 stories high. To come, you see 20-story buildings, and it's 8 and 10 of them. So you just imagine like multiplying something by like 10 or 15, and then seeing just packed with people, and really like people like shoulder to shoulder. You're not moving nowhere, you know. And then everybody who's supposed to be somebody, you know, that it was they came. They was out.
They was at that game.
Everybody.
And then not only that though.
Yeah, the Freddie Myers, the Smokies. Yeah, all like the big time guys out there.
No
like
matter what walk of life. No matter what walk of life.
They was there.
They was out there.
But see, and not only that though, to add on to the story is that, because I was there all the time.
It was peaceful. It wasn't no.
Peaceful. That's what I was going to say. Hold on. I was going to say that.
We definitely need Freddie to talk about the peace.
It wasn't just the ball players, okay? It was the neighborhoods.
The women.
You understand? Then I'm saying the neighborhoods. Everybody had love at that time. So when you went to the game, first of all, the players was like, it was always like an all-star game. You know, you wait to see an all-star game once a year. Every game was like the best of the best players.
Both games.
Everybody had names, and they came on that court, and everybody came to to challenge each other.
Everybody was super nice.
You know what I'm saying? With nobody ducking each other, everybody played, and the society was totally different because there was a lot of love for everybody in the community, blocks, different blocks and blocks and blocks of people were there. So it was good games. People had food. The little kids used to be out there running around, and it was just a good day in Harlem when the games was on. And after the game, people just be still standing around like just standing. They don't want to go home because they just had such a good time.
2-3 hours until the police come and say, all right.
Yeah, it's time to go. That was love in Harlem at that time. And the basketball tournaments was well appreciated, man.
You can still, they didn't have that thing about open alcohol and all that. So people with the champagne bottle, you know, it was a different time, man. It was a whole different.
So, you know, I got to experience something great.
You got a different type of mindset, a different control. You know, from just my relationships, my associations. You know, it's more where, say, I'm just going to use an example. You got this block coming to play. Block A going to play Block B. Whoever got Block A, and you see Block A is good, I got him. Whoever Block B is good, I got him. Yeah. It ain't no problem. Once whoever that is say, I got him, the block is controlled. Whoever came with Block A, when that one person said, yo, we good, you was good. Yeah. Like it wasn't nobody doing alone, like coming out of that and doing what they do. You know, it was a certain control thing, and it was a certain respect factor. It was a certain type of to like, you know, humbleness and discipline. Just say, you know,
they're codes, man.
Right. You
The
know,
morals.
if I got a
principles.
problem with you, we see it later, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
ain't gonna do that right here.
We wouldn't do that,
I see
especially
you
when,
later, man.
especially
We're not
when
gonna do
kids
that
was
here, man.
around.
Hold on. I want this to be clear because what we do here, we definitely like to educate the kids. And when me and Fred talk upon him coming here, the thing is we want to stop the violence. There's a lot of violence, a lot of stuff going on. So I really want you to repeat that. Like today, like it be events, we have nice events, and it gets shot up.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's again, it's if you got something, I got something, and we represent strength, and we got a difference of opinion, or whatever it is. But if your character and if your mindset is somewhere, we gonna say, you know what, this ain't to be done here. You got kids here, you got people's families or whatever, because you always wanted certain things to be safe.
Exactly.
Now naturally there was some different different things, different times, exceptions to the rule, but for the most part,
Right.
it's a time and place for that. You know.
We had an earlier, I ain't gonna get into that, but we had an earlier interview a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, and I said the same thing. Always a time and place and time and everything when things get done. So I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm glad you spoke on that because it's important. Like you said, the mindset, like the mindset. Me coming up, like me learning from the older guys, his generation, things like that. My whole thing first, I want to play ball. Then after that, when I transitioned to get into, the streets, whatever, my thing to get money. It ain't about
Right.
want to be hurting nobody and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? If it had to come, but that's the mindset. And the mindset of, like you said, time and place. You know what I'm saying? You learn and you see things you can learn from there.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? The respect level,
Yeah.
how you can respect the man, and that's important.
Cause it's like seeing a bigger picture, and a lot of the guys that I came in contact with that was older that I look at to say, okay, they looked out for me, they mentored me or whatever, made sure I was all right. Their whole thing was, listen, man, if I'm doing this, it's my hand, man, but this ain't for him, this ain't for you, this ain't for this one. I need you to do this or do that or whatever, man, and you're gonna be good. Because you gotta understand when it comes to your community, our people, we behind, man.
Yeah.
We behind. And you gotta be able to have some respect for somebody. So
Exactly.
because I respect you, because I'm a gentleman, don't mean I'm a chump.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It just means that I respect you, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you
Yeah.
what I want you to give me.
Exactly.
And then if and when it go the other way, then again there's a place and time for that. So
So we're gonna move a little further, right? Because we commend you on your successful life in basketball, and we want people to know like your story. So you were drafted to the Phoenix Suns.
yeah.
How was that
Yeah,
experience?
yeah. I mean that was the whole time I was playing. That was the goal. I wanted to be a pro. I wanted to get drafted. And at that time, the road was going to school, trying to be in a Division I school, playing. So that happened for me. I got drafted late, but I still got drafted. So my opportunity was still there. So I went, did my thing and all that, and met a lot of people, and it was short.
Right.
But it was short because that was my decision. That's what I did.
Right, right.
And I just didn't feel like going back and forth the way a lot of guys was going back and forth. And I had some other opportunities that
Right.
a lot of people ain't have. So I wasn't pressed
Right.
to have to do that. And then even in the midst of that, I got selected to go over to the Southeast Asia, and play to represent the United States, and that I would have did that for free, man, because the guys that I went with was guys that I looked up to, and that was Pistol Pete, Earl Monroe,
Right.
Rick Barry and all them guys. I had some other teammates, but them guys was named 50 of the greatest players ever.
Exactly.
Right.
So how it felt when you got drafted? I know that had to be always.
It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
It's kind of mixed. Now, like when I went to the draft at that time, it was held in the Garden, but it was in the Felt Forum, right? So you get there. It wasn't what you see today. It was in the daytime. If I remember, it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So everybody who thought they were going in the first round. Now, mind you, it was 10 rounds, 12 rounds back then.
Yeah.
But so everybody thought they
yeah.
was going in the first 3 rounds. Was sitting, right up front.
Yeah.
Larry O'Brien was the commissioner then, not David Stern.
Right,
David Stern
right, yeah.
was Larry O'Brien.
Yeah, man.
And so they go, at that time they call you, you come up to the podium, they give you your hat or whatever, you shake the hand.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, I had spoke to several teams, but I didn't really have no feel as to what was gonna happen, how it was gonna go. And I watched a couple other people sitting there, and they were sitting there, thought they was going first and everything. So what I did, I didn't sit up there with them. They was like looking at me like, where you going?
Yeah.
Nah, man, my little ego and everything. I went and found me, like I went up and I sat up in the crowd. I sat up in the crowd, and I never really talk about it. I sat up in the crowd, I just sat there. And when they called my name, I went to the stage, I shook their hand, and then I slid out. And then I think the first place I went to see my mother. I just told her, I went to Phoenix like that, and then, it hit the, by the next 30, 40 minutes, it hit the streets already. Everybody knew. I think that time, Kev was in that draft too. He went.
Who he got drafted by?
He went to the Spurs. I think San Antonio. Sid Green, Sid Green. They went to the Knicks. I'm trying to see what Rodney McCray. Rodney went to, I think it was Houston, and there was one other New Yorker that went before me. Everybody else was after.
Right.
But Billy Goodwin. Billy Goodwin.
Yeah, Billy Goodwin.
He went to. I don't know if it was Milwaukee or one of them. Then everything else, everybody else was after.
So that's a good look for New York.
Oh yeah. At that time, you had a lot of guys, man, was playing that could play. There was a lot of guys, man. It was, but you had a lot of programs. You had a lot of community centers. You had a lot of different things where people could go and you could play ball and use that as an outlet. You don't have that now.
Yeah. So when you first went out to Phoenix, how was it? You liked it out there?
It was nice. I mean, but you're in a different element. So now when I get there, my mind is you nervous. You're trying to figure out, okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna be? So Phoenix had a rookie camp too. They didn't just have one veteran camp; they had a rookie camp. So they'll get out there. We stayed on the resort. So they got us on the resort and all that. Then next day we came. They introduced us to the crowd. And in Phoenix, there was no other professional sports. So the camp was like big. We had about 8,000 buses in camp. That was crazy. So then they introduced everybody. So the first time, Rod Forster was their first pick, UCLA, which was at that time still was a power. So he getting the crazy crowd and everything. Other kid Paul Williams. Paul was on Byron Scott backcourt me. So I got a little ain't really by that next day. It was it. That was it. That was it. It was good. I led rookie camp and scoring and all that. So with me, it came down to contracts and that type of thing. So when I did get released at the time, it was basically my deal was a trade was gonna happen. They were gonna do 2 trades, and they really was trying to keep me and Derek Wittenberg together because they liked the way we played. So they was gonna make a trade with a guy by the name of Johnny High and Derek Thurkill. So they wanted me to go sit tight. They sent me to Wyoming, told me wait there 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, it'd be done. 8, 9 weeks, it still ain't done. So I'm saying, man.
What team was Jack was traded to?
No, that was the CBA.
Oh, CBA.
So they sent me to CBA. So I'm like, this, I'm there, and I don't like it. It snows like 7 feet. So I'm sitting there. So Eddie Jordan, I don't know if people remember him.
Yeah, he a coach. He was coach Washington Wizards.
He had played with the Lakers, had just won the chip. So they let him go. So now they sent Eddie Jordan there. So now I'm getting interviewed, after the game, everybody around me. Now he come, now everybody around him. But the game was different. He was a nice guy and everything. But I'm stop killing him. So it's like, so then I ain't like that. So I'm like, here we go. We get ready to go back into this thing again. And they wanted to know, they sitting there asking him, how is it to be around Magic and all this other stuff. So anyway, I did about 9 weeks, and I said, nah, I'm gone, man. And they was like getting on the bus to go to practice, and they see I'm getting in the limo. They looking like, that's the one thing. I would have did it, but I would have sat down and addressed it properly. I didn't address it properly. You know what I'm saying? So that was my one regret. That I didn't address it properly. Like I didn't sit them down. I said, listen, man.
It's that New York shit coming.
Who was the man on that team? Alvin Adams was the man on the team, right?
Walter Davis was the dude.
Walter Davis, the Greyhound. Walter
Davis. Larry Nance.
That Alvin Adams too.
Alvin Adams was there. James Edwards.
Kyle Macy.
Dennis was there. No, that was.
They had a good team.
It was a nice team.
They had a good
Nice
team.
Nice
Because
team.
they won it. Well, yeah, they won 76, right? Phoenix.
They didn't win no title.
Nah,
They went to the
ain't got-
finals, I think.
They
Yeah,
went to-
yeah,
yeah.
they lost to Celtics with that. Yeah, they lost to Celtics.
You get Larry Nance because he was in a dunk contest. That's what they win.
Yeah, and then
Now they went to the finals.
And then
Yeah, but
Larry,
They had one of the greatest games with God hurt.
Yeah, but they ain't win none.
That was like one of the greatest
Larry
games
They
ever.
came close.
he went to Cleveland.
Cleveland,
Remember
yeah.
he's with Mark Price and all.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had a
yeah.
nice team.
That
man.
was a nice crew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so and then after I came back, I was over in China and Asia and all that. Came back, I'm still trying to decide what I wanted to do, and I got like 5. Phoenix still had my rights. See, Freddie was different back then too. They still owned my rights and everything. So now I got offers, but they still got to release my rights. And then the offers is all the same, the same exact contract.
Yeah.
That's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, and it's like my rookie contract. So I said, nah, man, I ain't doing that. So we can't, restructure this or talk different. I ain't interested, man.
So let me ask you something. If you could put time back, would you had just stay with it, regardless of
I
how
would have
much
did
money?
what I did, but I would have came back. And I say that for the simple fact, just now looking back, hindsight, is just that your legacy, like it almost left my legacy incomplete.
Right.
Because at every level, I had to go through all. I had to go through something similar,
Right.
and I always stuck it out. I always did what I had to do. So when I reached that point, it's almost like I didn't know how to almost go back.
Yeah.
And I was all right. So I'm moving around. I'm doing my thing. So it was almost like and the money in them wasn't it wasn't like what you talk about today. They weren't getting millions. It wasn't.
Right.
So it wasn't no real push for me like that outside of love of the game.
Yeah.
But I got so caught up in just the life and other things that I didn't know how to come back.
So it's safe enough to say that, because you mentioned earlier in the interview about you grew up in a 2-family home. And your dad is like you and your dad was real close, right?
Yeah.
And so y'all opened up some businesses and stuff together.
What ended up happening? He started like more or less like on the community type
Real
thing.
estate and all that stuff.
And then that's what we went into.
Yeah.
And then got into the politics and all that type of stuff. So from that, even when I was younger, he always was talking about economic development and empowerment. Like in order to be able, and talking from a people standpoint, just like black people, we gotta own stuff, we got So I can remember like 15, riding, looking at different buildings and stuff, and he's like, in his mind putting it together. So when he reached a certain point and was like, this is the plan, so he put me down. Put me down. So I learned how to do certain things. But he put me down. And he put me down like you coming to work for me.
Right.
He put me down. We down together.
Right.
He just, that just empowered me extra. So, and as we kept moving, everybody that he knew politically and through business, I might have known through basketball or something else, or even just my travels.
Right.
So it just kind of, came together. Came together, man. So, it was a blessing. We done had a lot of highs and lows, with business because we kind of was kind of first in a lot of areas doing stuff, so.
That's a good thing, work with your pops, doing stuff like that. And that was smart of him to be like, no, you my partner.
Yeah.
Give you some power.
Yeah. He empowered me kind of like, because that was his vision. At the time, I didn't,
You the only son? You the only son?
Yeah, just me and I got a sister. She's younger than me. She's almost like 9 years younger than me. So, it was, it's just different. Like, I got started like when I was a kid, right? My first hustle was newspapers. So, where I lived at, I was living in River Park Towers. I moved. I'm from Washington. I'm from the 9. Then I moved there.
Yeah.
So now you got 4 buildings, 38, 43 stories, 2 of them. I had all the buildings. I had the buildings on Cedric Avenue. So I had like 1,000 customers. So all other people in the development was coming. They said, we got to talk to his father, man, because he got the only legitimate hustle for little kids. He got to open it up.
Yeah.
Talk about, man, I did this, man. But for an example of how he was, when I first did it, I got sick. I was sick. So he was like, if you don't put this together, if you don't do it now, might lose, what you got. So he got up and took them from me, man. I ain't never forgot that, man. It's a grown man, got up and took my papers to my people for me, man.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So moving along, right? A lot of people don't know you, but you sponsor several teams in New York, man.
Yeah.
You know, what's some of the tournaments you sponsor?
The EBC, Rucker, Pro Rucker, King Towers. Then overload, like they had another thing on Fojo, if I remember. That was in the Bronx, so organized for a little while.
Right.
They had another tournament in the back of Colonial Projects, RYA.
Yeah.
RYA, yeah. I played the
that?
RYA.
And then the rest of it was just like if somebody came to me, and they was like, yo, Fred, I'm trying to do X, Y, Z, or whatever. And I said, all right, man, you know, you go something, a little help for you, whatever. You know?
So giving back, what that means to you? Because I love giving back. What giving back means to you?
I mean, to me, if you're gonna receive, you gotta give, man. You're not, you know, like I can't even think about it a certain way. It's almost like because it happened to me. You know, people looked out for me. So the same love that people gave me, I wanted to give that love back to other people. You know, it just was for me. It just was a natural thing. Now, I mean, that don't mean you just recklessly do what you do, but when somebody come talk to you, if you got it, then I got you.
Yeah. If it makes sense.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
All that, and a lot of times, man, you ain't even gotta go all that far. You know, now if you come to me, we talking about business, that's one thing. But if you talking about I need help with something, all right, man, let me see. All right, I got you, man. You know, the same way, again, I look, I say Freddie Miles, he passed, but he was like one of the first dudes. I was 13, man. So some of my things I picked up from him. Jerome Harris, I picked up. That was another one.
Yeah.
Freddie
Jerome,
Zip passed too, but early on in the late 70s, him, Chubb from 18th Street.
Yeah, Chubb, like Chubb.
Yeah. I mean, so, Smokey, I mean, Poppy.
Yeah,
Pass.
Red Jack.
Poppy from AJ Lester.
Yeah.
His father, Florida Jack. I mean, my thing with them guys was early, man.
Yeah.
It was early, so everything that I was seeing.
Chick.
Right. Yeah, Chick too. But I know Chick. I mean, Chick, matter of fact, when I was in King Towers, Joe, the Pacers, Joe was who team it was. His wife was Chick's sister.
Yeah.
So it was like, I just, I picked up certain things, but it was more, I used to watch Freddie and Jerome batting them a little more because they had a different type of style.
Yeah.
And
it was cool.
Yeah.
They looked out. They looked out for the community too.
They used to always say that. They makes you young.
Why? What's it? Because of the ears or something?
The way they built and
I was a little dude.
I just used to watch, like, you young and you around something. Yeah. So I knew enough, like keep my mouth closed, cause I'm too young to really understand certain things. So if I start talking, I'm gonna expose myself that I don't know what's happening. So they look at me and they say, well, the kid fly, but so I just used to be quiet. So they used to take that like more for arrogance, but it wasn't that. It was that I ain't really know. I was learning.
Yeah.
So I just sat back, man, and then it kind of, as time went on, it just was in me.
But not only that, when we was little, man, these little kids, we was raised, man, respect your elders.
Yeah.
My mother ain't told me nothing. She told me respect your elders, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know them, if they older, you respect them. Yeah. We looked up to the dudes like Black and Jerome Harris and Freddie. We looked up to them dudes, man. They was it.
I learned that early because, I mean, it's always, you got to go through steps, man. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, if I'm 10, 12 years old, okay, I might could run the 10, 12-year-olds, but the 14-year-olds, I got to figure that one out. Yeah. I might be able to control some of them, but I got to figure this out. So when I get 14, then I'm going to get the respect from the 14. It's like you grow, you get there. Yeah. Then when you get to a certain age, then boom.
Right.
So, but what it taught me was, again, I'm going to give you what I want you to give me. Right. So I don't know you. I got a genuine respect if I don't know you. You got to do something to me for me to say, hold up, man. Yeah. But I could tell, like, as when I was coming up, older person say something to me, even if I didn't like it. Yeah. You like, all right, my man.
Yeah, that's how we was raised, man.
It ain't no.
It ain't like that. I mean, I remember one time I was in the barbershop, right? It made me wait mad long for a haircut. It's like 10 of us in there waiting to get a haircut, and back coming to the barbershop. He don't want to wait. He want to get a chair.
He gonna go right to the chair.
But the part you gotta respect about when he came in the barbershop, he paid for every last one of our haircut and then got in the chair. You don't mind sitting there now. Right. You know what I'm saying? He skipped us, But he gave us all money for our haircut. Yo, I'm gonna pay for all your haircuts, but I need to get in the chair right now. And we all was like, okay, we got free money. People now, you gonna get that's giving back and not disrespecting your younger dude. You showing her,
So I wanna
boom, that was a difference.
So I'm gonna ask you this: King Towers and 39th Street. Who's the top 5 players, in your opinion, in King Towers, and that time, and then the top 5 players when y'all moved to 39th Street?
Damn, that's hard, man. Damn.
Always ask this question.
That's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
Because so many dudes was nice.
It was, man.
Yeah, but that makes it good though.
Then
Then
you had 2 divisions. You had the college freshman division. You had the unlimited division.
Oh, okay. Say you could break down different divisions.
Man.
So the college division, and King Towers, you can break down the divisions. Who your top 5?
Off the top of your head, man. You might have missed somebody. It's all right.
It's all good. Everybody understand.
I'm gonna go.
So what you doing first?
If
college.
I'm gonna go college division. And I'm gonna take one dude I'm gonna rock with, Mike Daniels. People might not remember Mike Daniels. He went through Rice. He was on my team down there. He was about 6'5", could jump and play. And most ball players, they know who Mike Daniels was, who he was. I'm gonna go Artie Green. That's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard.
I know you ain't gonna offend nobody. I just think this question is good for our listeners.
It was so many dudes, man. It's like
I think you named him earlier. Arnold Duggan on.
Nah, but he okay. College, you said Mike Daniels.
College freshman. I'm going like
Artie Green.
Mike Daniels, Artie Green. I got the kid, Kev Willpower at the time.
Kevin Williams.
Steve Burt was all day.
Steve Burt.
I mean. And I'm talking about a certain year, because then the following year,
no, I ain't saying the year.
Walter and them was college freshmen, and then I would say Walter, Richie.
No, I'm saying
Jerry Ice Reynolds. You see what I'm saying? If you telling me,
I'm just saying King Tower. I know it's hard, but just it makes it good that way.
No, man, that's hard, man. It's hard. I can't.
All right, so okay, put it this way. I'll make it a little easy for you. Top 10 players in King Towers and top 10 players when y'all moved to 39th Street.
You done went from 5 to 10 talking about make it easy.
Because he said it's hard.
It's hard.
He said it's hard with 5, so I'm saying make it easy with 10. He probably can come with 10.
I'm gonna say.
The listeners want to hear this.
I'm just gonna say in terms of it might not say was the best, just my dudes. So I'm gonna go Artie Green, Mike Daniels, Steve Burt, Rodney McCray. Trying to see who else like Pearl. I might put Pearl.
Oh, Pearl. Yeah, Pearl Washington.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, another kid out of Brooklyn. I can't remember him. That was real nice, man.
But I wouldn't put him in there just because. But you had Cosell Brown from Brooklyn and another dude St. Clair from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn had some nice ball players back then, man.
It
wasn't just Harlem. Brooklyn kids was nice too.
I mean, you had Ted Campbell. You had Alan Lorick, Abjack. I mean,
Abjack,
man. It was,
Abjack.
Corky, could shoot. I mean, Angel Crew, Machito.
Yeah.
I mean, man, you had VJ. You had.
Yeah, VJ. Yeah.
I mean, and then you had CJ. I mean. Yeah. Bill Sadler, you had there.
Yeah, Fat Sadler, Fat Daddy Boogie.
What's my man named John?
Was playing Didi Powell. I mean, then you had Ed Pickney, Walter Berry. I mean,
Jerry Ice Reynolds.
Right, Kenny Hutch.
Kenny Hutch. Oh yeah, Kenny Hutch was a beast.
Right, Beetle Washington. I mean,
Beetle Washington. I used to thought they was brothers.
Yeah, man.
They used to tell me Beetle Washington Pearl was brothers when we was kids. I always thought they was brothers.
But
they ain't brothers. Beetle was nice.
Yeah. You had man. I mean.
So how
Tommy
you
Starks, you had
Tommy Starks is a beast.
Then you had Ronnie Ryan, Tommy Ryan. I mean, Kenny Satterfield, Senior. But then Gary Springer.
Gary
you know what I'm
Springer.
saying?
Gary,
Like, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, Gary, people don't
Mario
remember
Eli.
Gary. Yeah, but I don't remember Mario playing that much down there. But
I know he played the my block on 39th.
yeah, but you know, for what he became, what he accomplished, you can't leave him
Troy
out.
Truesdale,
was
his
playing.
brother, Cornbread.
See, now I'm gonna forget Brett. If he listening, I'm sorry. Like, cause I mean, it's like.
So let me ask you a question.
Raheem, he's passed away from Millbank. Lil Joe Lip.
Yeah, Joe Lip, yeah.
I mean, it was
a lot. That's what I'm saying. The
so
talent was always like a all-star game,
Yeah.
man. You know, it wasn't like all right. Let's talk about
Charlie
the NBA.
Rock, Charlie Moore.
Let's
Charlie
talk about
Carver,
the NBA right now.
Scullop.
Yeah.
How you feel about the NBA today, man?
I like the openness of the game, but I don't like the fact that it's almost like they playing on pure talent, in my opinion.
Right.
You know, I think what was taught fundamentally before, they're not putting the same amount of time into it. Like when we came up, it was you got to learn how to use. If you was right-handed, your left hand need to be as strong as your right. If you're on the left side of the court, you should be dribbling with your left hand, and if you're going to the basket, be with your left. If you're on the right side, with your right.
Fundamentals.
Right. So all those things was constantly drilled into you.
Yes, it was.
Where today you can see like some of your superstars, they on the left side of the court, they coming up
the right hand.
Yeah. For us, that was defensively, you putting the ball right in front of us.
Exactly.
So we know how to. And then back then you could hand check, you could turn guys.
Yeah.
So it was it was a lot of ways to do things. So you had to be able to know how to protect the ball and how to turn and all that. And
so who your top 5 players in the NBA today?
I'm going Kevin Durant. LeBron ain't in my top 5. I respect him. I mean, he's
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
AD.
Yeah,
Giannis.
Who's?
Yeah, I can put Giannis in there. Yeah.
Kyrie.
He on the tip. Like I kind of think Kyrie ain't healthy long enough.
Harden.
Nah, Harden ain't there.
Yeah.
I put Westbrook before I put Harden.
Harden ball.
But Harden ain't want to chip either. But
I always want to ask this too.
Kyrie is there though. I really like Kyrie game. It's father my man too. I really and that's that's part of Rod too. So
Rod.
Because I see Rod in him, and I see some of his father in him too. Because he go to the basket like Rod, like he's finishing. Rod used to finish around the basket.
Yeah, we got Rod here on the show.
Yeah, Rod was amazing.
Rod
he been on the show early in the game.
He showed up.
Yeah.
But I always want to know this, right?
Yeah, good.
As a kid, how I felt to you, because I seen it and we was young. That's why I said it kind of ruined me, son. I'm young, like I said, we used to do our little juice runs. We used to make a little money, right? These guys play ball. And on my block, 39th Street, it was triple parked cars. The baddest women you could see. How I felt what you could see, I'm a little nigga, so it was more about y'all. How I felt after the game and you got dudes coming up to you, I'm pretty sure all the women. How that felt?
It's almost like you in a different, it's almost like a false sense or something sometimes. But I mean, for me, since I was a kid, man, you playing and I'm around certain people, it was already there. So it didn't seem strange to me. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like that's supposed to be almost. Yeah. But then as you when you get past it a little bit and you look and say that's the perks of what's happening, man. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I used to be like, damn, like I should see y'all, like when y'all come from the game, like we was little kids, we run, hey, I'm gonna give y'all 5s, and y'all be like, we're like, oh, see these papers, and then we sit back, we see like the Benzes, all type joints, and you see all the girls come to y'all different. I'm like, damn, that gotta be like that's something I always want.
You
some perks was crazy.
You go through through things, man. You look and you be like, okay, but you gotta understand it too, though, because if you get lost in it,
you can get lost in that.
Then you gonna do yourself in. So you gotta understand.
Yeah, you can get caught up.
It ain't so much that I'm that special.
Yeah.
It's just timing. It's just what's happening.
It's all balance,
and
man.
you keep it like that because if you go the opposite way, you're gonna always be able to put yourself in a situation where somebody might got more money than you, somebody that's more popular than you, and you don't want to start getting into that, man. So I just kind of tried to I have built my lane and stay in my lane a certain kind of way, and everybody that ever known me, they know, Fred the same way. You know, exactly. I don't veer out my lane. I stay there, man, and
I ain't never see you out your lane. Even right now, man, you got the same energy, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You did well, man. So is there anything that people don't know about you that you got going on right now you'd like to share, maybe?
Well, yeah, like my man, I don't know if people know Kev Shaw. Everybody know Kev was
the entertainment company, right?
Yeah, and back it might have been 20-something years ago, we had, we started and parties and shows and all that. But, you know, that's like my man, my brother. So, Kev passed, he had an accident. But prior to that, his son passed to gun violence. So, so Kev had created a foundation in his son's name, which was Kevin Shaw Jr. Memorial Scholarship Foundation. Right. So they give out like 5 scholarships every year to kids coming out of New York City going to college. So, I did something in Rucker Park for the foundation with Kimber Walker. Right. So we had like some games with little kids, but we had entertainment. Had some of the NBA dudes come out, the WNBA. I had some speakers, kind of like talking more about stop the violence, the gun violence, because Lil Kev passed from gun violence. Right. Of course, even along with, other family members that I had, friends and all that. Like, I don't think there's nobody walking around, they have somebody close to them, whether it's family or friends, that was victim of gun violence. So, and again, the way it's going now, and whether, I really don't care if they be like, well, that's an old head talking. They out of control, man. Yeah. And that don't make you tough. Yeah. There's some things, man, and human life supposed to be respected.
But it ain't about no old head talking. It's about black people killing black people, man. Yeah. Young, old, come on, man. You like, at some point it gotta stop, man. They gotta cut this out, man. Like Doc just lost a family member over some senseless violence, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Then you want to get mad at the police the way they be policing society, but we our own worst enemy, bro. Exactly. Keeping it real.
Exactly.
We killing ourselves.
They gotta understand it and gotta see how this world works. Even when you start talking about politically, business-wise, when you voting for people, putting them in office, is that person I'm voting for? Are they looking at my best interests and that type of thing? When you look at a lot of, whether it's white, Hispanics, Asians, they're now starting to utilize their vote a certain way. So, it's just like even when they start talking about they're gonna build more jails and all this other type of stuff, like, you got to be able to recognize what's happening and come together and say, certain, and then even there's certain people, when you start talking about whether or not this person's in the street, this person is not, I mean, most people, they need police, guys, like, so that's they got to live like that. They got to go according to the rules, man. That ain't for everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever lane you choose, what comes with that lane. Right. But you can't expect, like, just to do things that just take away human life without no given thought, man. Yeah, that's I've been around over my years, man. Some of what you might call tougher little characters moving around, and I ain't never seen them acting like out of bounds like that, man. Yeah,
that's what I said. It's out of control right now.
It's like you got your initial start with respecting people.
They don't even go nowhere. Like that's why I said we talk about this all the time. Like me and V's, like sometimes be like, you wish you grew up, what era you wish you grew up in. I'm not good where I'm at. Sometimes you're like, damn, I wish I could be young right now. Like this era here,
it's a different era, man.
It's crazy, man.
They don't really fight. They just busting off.
The experience I had, like in life period, they don't have.
But you got to go back to what I'm saying. They don't respect the elders, man.
They don't.
So when you grow up without principles, your life is just a free fall for you. You just don't give a F, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't mind, dudes, I look young, you know what I'm saying, but dudes be calling me OG. But they don't call me OG out of respect. They call me OG because they think I'm washed up. Yeah. It's a different, but you understand what I'm saying, though? But not just me, you too, everybody. That's the way they call an OG right now. They don't call you OG out of out of loyalty and respect. And that's not funny. That's real talk. That's why we having these problems.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm not washed up because I'm in good shape, my dude. You understand? Don't get them twisted. I put that work in. All right? What I'm trying to tell you is that they don't call us OG out of respect. They call us OG because they think once you OG, that you washed and we the new era and we running shit. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it ain't funny, but that's what they think. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's our time now, it ain't your time.
But what they did is almost like they taking, because we thought the same way almost, but we had different character. So what we wanted to do with it was different.
Exactly.
Because when we was coming up, they told me like, yeah. But we never cursed back at them a certain kind of way or went at them a certain kind of way. It was more or less like...
Because of the teachers we got.
Okay, man. But then now I'm with my man.
Yeah.
Nah, man, he washed up, man.
Yeah. But with the teachers we got, we gave them that, though.
Right. And then,
you know what I'm saying? They not getting that from home.
And then eventually you learn, you understand. It's almost like you look and say, you know what? When Witchcom, man, I remember when Witchcom used to say X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. Now I see what he meant, man.
Exactly.
I remember as a kid, man. I remember like high school. I'm looking, I see little dudes coming picking up the girls. I'm like, man, she going with this old man.
Yeah.
They might have been 30 years old.
I remember that. They had that bread though, Chan.
Yeah.
You know what it was.
But you on your mind.
Yeah.
But then you become that. Like it's almost like
that.
it's just like the movement of life, man. Mm-hmm. If you fortunate, you're gonna grow to be older.
Yeah.
If you're fortunate, you're gonna be an old man. So it's just like them. If you can't respect that old man, if you fortunate to live that long, mm-hmm. how you want people to treat you, man? Yeah. What you gonna do at that point, man?
Yeah. But see, these young dudes right now, realistically, and that's what they say that like we grew up fighting.
Right.
We have our business, right. we fight.
Yeah.
These dudes don't fight. No. They go get the gun right away.
Yeah. And
just because we argue, I'm gonna go get my gun.
Right away.
Yeah. They fight.
Off the rip.
They fire.
We fought. And if you beat me,
but you know how many times
you know what I'm saying? We can't fight again.
The same person 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
And then after that, you might say, no, I don't like him, man, but I respect him. He gonna fight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get a different type of respect from somebody. You see, now him.
There it is.
I don't care for him, but if you go swing on him,
right,
you gonna rumble, man.
Right, but we wasn't taking no lives, man, unless it was something
you
real.
Gotta be, you know what I'm saying?
They taking lives every day,
but
man.
the other thing's different too. Like he said earlier, the difference is if it's a beef, 2 people can go and squash that. Like if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody.
Sometimes they can talk it out. Yeah, sometimes they can talk it out.
Because
right now,
sometimes they ain't no talking now. Ain't no talking.
Before,
nobody can but go and try to.
Outside of something that was like this, if you got a little situation, you're gonna find. If you don't know who it is, you're gonna find out who it is. Like who he connected to, who his people.
Right.
To make sure I'm not stepping to somebody that's might be part of my people.
Right.
So let me make sure this is not. Let me see where we at. Or if I'm looking, if I know both of y'all and y'all got a little, I might say, yo, man, get both of y'all together and say, listen, man, I ain't getting in your business, man, but both of y'all all right with me, man. Y'all
need to cut that out, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, y'all need to shake hands on this.
But the whole dynamic is different. Like like you said, their version of being tough is different. Like when I came home, I'm talking to a guy. Guy's like, yeah, I got this work from this dude. Oh, he ain't getting that back. I said, wow, why you ain't gonna pay him back? I'm not paying him back. That's their thing. They feel like they tough. They gonna get something. I'm pretty sure you went begging to him. Like, yo, I really needed some fucked up, blah, 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 blah. Yo, can you look out? He looked out, gave you something, and your mind, you ain't even trying. It ain't like you got locked up or anything. Soon you got it, you said this, I'm not giving it back. That's their thing now. They dead you from the rip. And so that's how I said, it's the mentality thing. It's like no respect and
But it's bigger than that, though. It's the fact that, too, that, like I said, back to the fighting thing, like, you get like 15 dudes just jump one guy.
Yeah, that's another thing, that jumping.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
That jumping is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they killed the Spanish kid in the store.
Yeah.
Now they all got all this time and all that, and they sitting there like this.
I know they regretting it. I know for a fact they regretting it.
What about their parents, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we got to stop this. Our viewers, we got to do better with these kids. Got to do better out here, But Fred, so what's next for you, man?
Just keep doing what I've been doing. real estate always been my my real thing.
Yeah.
Now we used to have some apartment buildings and all that.
Yeah.
Got out of them a little bit, doing more consulting now. But I'm looking at doing some like townhomes, condos, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And really that's it, man. Getting older.
Yeah.
Again, stay in my lane, stay out of everybody's
Enjoy
way. I
life,
need to stay out their way, man. And,
family.
my family and my friends, man, and ride off into the sunset, man.
Can you let them know what show you on, Fred?
Oh, the beat 139.
That's
man.
right, baby.
No doubt, man.
Fred Brown.
Downtown Fred Brown. What you call him, Doc?
Disco Freddie Brown.
Disco Freddie Brown.
Disco Freddie.
There it is.